Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, Zagiti, aka your Black Girl Scientist. If you're new here, please can you go ahead and click the subscribe button to join the family. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something really close to my heart, and that's postgraduate studies. It's something I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I hope to motivate people, especially in my field, to pursue postgraduate studies and to further their career in the field. So I know it may seem like a daunting task, especially to you who's a final year university student, or if you're in university and you're kind of thinking, gee, like when I'm done with this degree, like is it enough? Am I going to be able to get a decent job? Am I able to get not a job that's kind of dead end? And am I able to climb the ranks? I know these are a lot of daunting questions, especially to someone who's studying. I mean, you're in your early 20s, you're still young. So postgraduate studies, I think, is really an avenue that allows you to keep studying, so you're kind of not plunging into the working world as yet, but also allow you to gain skills in your particular field and to really become kind of a master in the subject that you're studying. So that's going to be today's video, and I'm super excited to be talking about that. So let's get straight into the video. So postgraduate studies, I think it's good to always start by defining the word. So as the word suggests, postgraduate. So post usually means something that comes after something. So postgraduate comes after your undergraduate degree. So in order to pursue a postgraduate degree, you definitely need to have graduated with your undergraduate degree. So another thing about postgraduate studies is that they really allow you to further hone your skills in your specific subject of study or your subject of interest as well. So like I said, you need to have an undergraduate degree to pursue your postgraduate degree. And in South Africa, in some institutions, as we do a 3-year degree, you will be required to do a 4th year, which is your honors year. And I really feel like your honors year is really the first kind of step into pursuing your postgraduate degree. So doing your honors degree allows you to further study in your postgraduate degrees. I know in my institution, actually, they don't consider your honors as a postgraduate degree, but it is. And I know a lot of institutions use postgraduate degree as an umbrella for masters as well as a PhD, although those two things are vastly different. So we've spoken about your honors year. That's the 1 year you do after you've done your postgraduate degree. And depending on the degree that you pursued, so if it's a 3-year degree, then you have to do your honors, and some 4-year degrees already kind of include your honors year, so you wouldn't be required to do an extra honors year, and you can go ahead and do your master's straight after that. So it's honors first, then masters, then PhD. So I've spoken about the honors, and now the masters is a postgraduate degree where you already have your undergraduate degree and your honors. So you already have a 4-year kind of experience, or you've been doing your degree for 4 years, whether that's a 3-year degree plus an honors or a 4-year degree. Then you do your masters. So masters means that now you are maturing in the field, and you're really going to focus on mastering a specific, in my case, in a specific skill or specific set of skills, which will allow you to then go on and pursue a PhD, which is the most mature level of postgraduate degree. Or go out into the field after you've pursued your master's degree. So all these words are pretty self-explanatory. Postgraduate after undergraduate, and then master's is mastering a skill or a specific set of skills. So then after your master's comes your PhD, which is your Doctor of Philosophy. So now you have mastered a set of skills which allow you to kind of work independently to really hone in on a specific subject that you want to pursue for your Doctor of Philosophy. And a PhD student is someone who's a mature student who is able to work alone, work mostly independently, as they've already acquired skills from their previous postgraduate degree. So that's the level that I'm at now, which is your PhD. After PhD, I know it's crazy that there's even more that you can do after you've been studying for almost a decade, is your postdoctoral fellowship. So this isn't a degree, so it's not something that you graduate from. When you're doing your postdoctoral fellowship, as the word suggests itself, it's postdoctoral, so it's after postdoctoral studies. So after you've obtained your PhD, you can do your postdoctoral fellowship. So what that is that it's kind of in specific to my field, is that it's the first kind of step into being an early researcher. So they usually call postdoctoral fellows early career scientists. So that's what they are. They're now working absolutely independently, they are publishing, they have published, and they're able to even put together projects and apply for funding independently as a postdoctoral fellow. So a postdoctoral fellow is literally the path to becoming an academic. So it's the path to becoming, wherever you're doing your postdoctoral fellowship, to becoming a faculty member of that organization that you're working for, or to supervising students, to becoming a lecturer. Once you're doing your postdoctoral fellowship, I believe you're well on your way to becoming an academic. So I just wanted to give a few tips in this video for people who are wanting to pursue their postgraduate studies. I know that it seems like a really daunting task, and also you feel like you've been studying for so long. I mean, you were in school for 12 years, you matriculated, and now you've done a degree for 3 or 4 years, and it's like, geez, am I really going to carry on studying? So in pursuing your postgraduate degree, I believe it's something that you really have to want to do, because if you hate it, it's really going to be a long, downward, winding road for you. You really have to want to do it. And I believe if you just want to do an honors, kind of to just make you a cut above the rest and to give you a bit of that competitive advantage when you are applying for jobs, that's fine. But if you're going to go and do your master's and PhD, it has to be on a subject that you yourself are passionate about and that you want to pursue further. So that's part of my first tip, actually, is that you have to make sure that you want to do it. It comes from you, that you want to do it, and you really have to be passionate about pursuing the subject that you want to pursue. And that kind of beautifully blends into my second tip, which is that you have to choose a subject that you're really passionate about. And the thing I love about the science field is that with your honors degree, you can do your honors in physiotherapy and do your master's in kind of a different field. It allows you to really diversify. So if you find yourself that you've done your honors in a particular subject that you don't want to carry on with, you can change. And the only way that you can find out how you can change is by actually speaking to someone. And that brings me to my third point, is that you have to be a researcher, like by nature. So research the subject that you want to master, research the different kind of fields that you can go into, the kind of subjects that you want to research. I mean, for me, I jumped from doing my honors in microbiology, which is a very life science kind of field, into doing my master's in medical science. So I have a master of medical science, and that's when I first started doing HIV research. And I was able to do that because I'm in an honors. It allows you to just gain a basic set of skills, which will allow you to branch into any kind of field where you're going to master a set of skills, because in your master's you're still learning as well. So yes, that was my third point, is that you have to research the field that you want to go in and further and master that. So my fourth point would definitely be choosing a great mentor. So mentorship, it plays a huge role in postgraduate studies. You can have mentors. I have mentors who are PhD students as well, who are postdoctoral fellows, who are faculty members, who are directors. So it's really important for you to choose a great mentor. Choose a mentor that you think you will have a great student supervisor relationship with, someone who believes in you. I think it's so important that you choose a mentor that believes in you, that believes that you have, you know, a talent in you, or that you have a rare skill in you, and that they are really passionate, along with you being passionate, in honing that skill and really, really making sure that you grow as, well, a scientist in my case, or grow as whatever in whatever postgraduate field you're doing. It's really important to choose a great mentor, and this is something that people that are successful already in the field speak about when they're giving advice to younger people, that it always comes up that make sure that you choose a great mentor. And I've been very, very lucky to have great mentors in my life, mentors who pushed me to my limit because they saw something in me, mentors who encouraged me, who gave me great opportunities. So it's really, really important to choose a great mentor. So another point in pursuing postgraduate studies, I think, which is a major point, and this is something that I'm going to be covering over the next couple of topics that I'm going to cover in different parts, and that's funding your postgraduate degree. This is something that plays a major role, especially if you have your undergraduate degree and you have to go and work, because maybe at home, you know, they are expecting you to work, to stand on your own 2 feet, to have an income. And you kind of think that, I think a lot of people, and this is a misconception, that a lot of people think that if you're pursuing your postgraduate degree, you are just going to be poor, and it's not going to be like you're working and earning an income per se. But it's actually the complete opposite of that, especially in my field, where a person who just has an undergraduate degree might go into an internship where they earn maybe like 5,000 Rand or something like that, but a very low paying internship. But actually, if you pursue your postgraduate degree, you can actually earn more than that in the years that you're working as an intern. So this is something that's really, really important. It's a huge misconception, and this is why I'm going to be covering it in separate videos on my channel, because I really, really want to dig deep in here and go really, really deep as to how you can fund your postgraduate degrees. There are so many different funding channels. You can end up being very well funded, and more well funded than someone who's working and someone who's actually even at a higher level than you. So that's really, really important in pursuing your postgraduate degree. Do not be discouraged by thinking that you're not going to have any money and you have stress because at home you need to provide, because I mean, now that you've done your undergraduate degree, or they've paid for your undergraduate degree, and at home they're struggling, and now you really have to go into work. But you don't have to. You can pursue your postgraduate degree, get paid, and even more than someone who's working or who's going into an internship at the same level as you, and also even fund your own postgraduate degree. So that's another thing, another misconception, is that postgraduate studies are actually free. So when you're pursuing your master's, most institutions, your master's is free. So 1 year of your master's is free, and then every subsequent year that you do more than 1 year, so if you take more than 1 year, you pay for the next year. And then the same with your PhD degree, it's free. Like, you just have to pay for registration. You get 3 years free, and then every subsequent year after that you pay for your university fees. So funding also comes with funding your tuition as well as funding yourself. So that's what would be called a salary, I guess, in the working world. So like I said, that is something that I'm going to be covering extensively over the next 1 or 2 videos. I'll probably do it in more than one part, because there's so much to cover under funding, and it's something I'm really, really passionate about, because I speak to a lot of undergraduate students and they're like, no, I want to go work, I want to have money. And I'm like, yeah, but you can have more money than going into an internship if you actually actually pursue your postgraduate studies. So yeah, that was a really long point, but it's something that I'm really passionate about sharing with you guys and pushing, because a lot of people think that when you do your postgraduate degree, you're just not going to have any money, but it's really not true. And you're basically getting paid to study. Like, how cool is that? That's super cool. Like, you're getting paid to further your studies. So that's my point about making sure that you have good funding. And then another point in your post that a tip that I wanted to give in furthering your studies and pursuing postgraduate studies is that you have to really do a balancing act really well. You have to have great time management skills, and you have to have great organizational skills, because I mean, now you're grown, you're mature, you have a love life, you have a social life. It's really important to balance all those things. And if you're pursuing a postgraduate degree in science, you know how frustrating that can be. You have lab work, your experiments don't work, you spend hours in the lab, after hours, writing, reading. So there's really a lot that goes into postgraduate studies, and you really have to be a well-rounded person. Make sure you have a good head on your shoulders, make sure that you have a great support system, and that includes the point that I mentioned previously with your mentor, with your family. Make sure that you're in an environment that's conducive for you furthering your postgraduate studies. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to talk about briefly in this video before I delve into different topics that I've covered. And the next major topics that I'll be covering is like pursuing a degree in science. I'll be going over the majors that are under Bachelor of Science. Is like there are a plethora of them. And then the other one I spoke about is funding your postgraduate degree. I'm going to be doing that one in two parts, where I'm going to be talking about how to get paid to further your studies, and how I've attracted about 1 million rand in funding in my postgraduate degree thus far. So I'm going to be covering those in two separate videos, and I'm super excited about those. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and if there's any other content that you want me to cover that I haven't mentioned that I'm going to be covering soon, please leave me a comment down below. And I hope that you've learned something from this video. And if you have any questions for me, please don't be afraid to connect with me on my socials. I'll leave all my links in the comment section or in the section down below, and please interact with me and engage with me. And thank you for tuning in. And again, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button and join the family. So thank you for joining me, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.